Hey guys, one of the features that you can run into when you stay at a budget hotel is the non-standard equipment or gear that can be here. So I just wanted to show you what we ran into. I mean, the place is comfortable, it's clean, it's got breakfast, it's got Wi-Fi, but let me show you one of the features here. You'll notice that there's a gap here, which by the way, and on the window, which by the way at night will allow bright shining light from the street lamp right over there onto where we are sleeping on the bed. But so you say, well, why don't we just close that gap by closing the window? Well, the interesting feature of this room is that the window is this wide, but the drapery is only this wide. Yes, really. And so what happens is when you pull this shut over here on this side, it opens on this side. I'm not kidding. And then when you try to shut it on this side, then it opens on this side. So our answer was to get some packing tape. We really did. We went to Walmart, we bought some packing tape, and then we taped this to the wall on this side and we taped it to the wall on that side just so we could sleep without the street light blaring in our eyes. And that is a bright street light. They have a bright street light out there in Georgia which works really, really well, unless it's blinding you in your eyes while you're trying to sleep. So anyway, we'll retape that tonight, but I untaped it just to show you some of the features that you could get when you stay at some of these budget hotels. Hey, and good morning for us. It is Friday morning on this extravaganza of geocaching. It's been an amazing experience we've had so far. We're currently at a city park where another event is about to take place. We just finished up breakfast and we headed on over here. It's a little bit crisp and cool right now.
For us Southern California people.
Yeah, it's not really all that bad, but if we were walking around, we'd be just fine. But it is a crisp Georgia morning. The sun is just starting to come up and we've had some amazing experiences in the last couple days.
Now, last night, remember, we were at the trivia event at the Brave Stadium, and Sunny and I, but I was taking video, got added to a team with Lisa and JD from Cash Advance.
Yes.
And these guys were actually they won the first round.
Well, no,
round number one.
Well, wait, no, there was an actual competition for the name.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Okay.
First, you won the best name.
So they gave a prize for the best name of the team, and JD of Cash Advance, right? He chose the name. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye, and. That name won, so we got a little prize for that. And then we played the first round of 4 at this huge stadium. It was a baseball stadium, and you had to answer 14 questions and 15 for a tiebreaker, and we won that as well. And we didn't think we were going to win because there's some really hard questions. And then Sandy and I had recorded previously a couple questions, so we did not answer those questions. There was no conflict of interest. And then there was round 2, but after that, it was time to get Sean home. It was fun. It was very well organized. Mm-hmm. There were some things that they didn't control, which was the lights, and the lights didn't come on, so everybody was using. Fortunately, we were geocachers, so everybody had headlamps, flashlights, and stuff.
And they had a lot of people like us recorded videos of the questions, and they had them displayed up on the big jumbotron in the stadium. And then they showed the answers that way as well. And in between the rounds, they had information about lackeys up there, and they did some random door prizes from will attends. So this is organized by a group called It's All Just Trivial.
Yeah.
And they have these trivia type of geocaching events all around the U.S. at least. I'm not sure about the world. And they said this was the biggest one they'd ever had, the geocaching trivia event.
Yeah. And so it was a lot of fun. There was food there. Sean got to play games with kids, and
for hours. He ran around with these other little boys.
He loves meeting other kids he just loves meeting kids in general, but then other geocaching kids, and then their parents are off doing what we're doing, and so they're all off in the grass having fun, just being kids. But the thing that we accomplished last night, which was a pretty big deal, was we got home and we started solving puzzles. Now, one of the great things that we've heard about the Going Caching is the amount of puzzles and the complexity and just how well they are formed with themes and everything. So we wanted to give you an example of that this morning, because what we did last night was we started to solve some of these puzzles. But one of the things you get are cards.
Right. So everyone, we've mentioned before the trading cards that have people's picture and geocaching name, and everybody's trying to trade so they get a full set. Well, in the packs of trading cards that you also bought when you registered, there was intermixed in them, there was mystery cards that have a little piece of what looks like cryptic writing in an old-fashioned font, but it's obviously not all that you need, and it says right on the side, this is card 7 of 12. So people have to trade and ask around until
you got to find 12
until they get all 12 cards. Then, and then there's some other unique cards that you don't know what they're about. That have a symbol on them, like a fish,
or a shrub,
or a shrub, or a
bird.
Fish, shrub, bird.
Yes.
And so then you have to take all these cards, all 12 of these, and put them together. And Sunny took pictures and put them on the iPad, and we'll show you what that looked like. After all the pieces were assembled.
Yes. And so essentially the 12 pieces form 3 documents that you then read. And then as you read the document, you realize embedded in there is non-English, normal code.
Right. The other thing that you get that goes along with this is this big program for all of the events. And there's information about all the kingdoms, there's information about the events, and then scattered throughout here, there's more of that interesting looking writing.
Story. From
somebody's diary. There's also information about symbols that are going to be involved. And so you have to look through all this, and then the final piece that you need, right here in my pocket,
I'll hold this for you,
is the event geocoin.
Okay, here, bring it close to the lens just real quick. All right, we'll show you a picture so you can get a better look than that. But it's not just a coin. It looks like it's sort of a pocket watch.
Looks like a pocket watch. Yep. It's got a hinge up here.
It makes sure the gears don't fall out.
Hinge back here, actually.
So.
And on here in the relief, how do you say that? The brass relief. Are the symbols of all of the kingdoms. And then you can see there's 2 little holes,
2 little windows that show, as you can see, into symbols on the inside.
And then on this side there's a gear that you can move. So then when you open it, let me open it very carefully so things don't fall.
All right, and we'll show you a picture of this.
We'll show you a close-up of this.
So you can take a look at the picture, and you can see that there's gears inside, and then that one of the gears sticks out so you can spin the other gears.
And one gear has symbols on it, and the other gear has letters.
Right. And so as you spin around and you get one symbol in one of the windows, the other side will get to one of the letters. But it's not as simple as that.
No.
Sometimes in order to get to the right letter, you have to spin it around 2 or 3. And they tell you how many you need to do. So you got to go past the symbol 3 times, and then it will go to. It is amazingly sophisticated.
And then the other thing you have to do is for each page of the diary that you've cobbled together through the trading cards, there's a key, because you have to figure out, because this gear right here
comes out.
You have to figure out which code over here goes with which letter, so you get the gear inserted properly, or none of it will work.
So you can.
How many hours did we work on this last night?
We worked on this for a while. So for instance, like the triangle equals F, and then everything else will line up if you spin it.
Once you line it up,
the amount of times, and then once you start the spinning process, it's sequential. You can't like you start over. You
have to just keep going.
You have to keep going forward.
And then at the next page, you have to reset the key. Or it won't work.
So get this, if you mess up, you might have to start all over, and you can't possibly find the later letters unless you get the first ones right. And here's the thing, some of them are not letters, some of them are numbers. Yes. Coordinates. So we had to figure everything out, and then figure out where the coordinates are, because there were 3 locations that, last night, we figured out the
Yes.
3 coordinates of where we need to go today to find certain items that will help us complete this.
And this puzzle,
So elaborate.
yes, so this is just one of the puzzles that's going on here at the events.
Yeah.
So we found 3 locations. Some of them aren't open yet because it's early in the morning. 3 locations we have to go to get 3 items, and this is going to allow us go to this castle that's built in the park behind us.
Yeah.
And cross the bridge, because the whole point of this is seeking the Holy Grail.
Yeah. No, we didn't even say this.
No.
This is very deeply connected to Monty Python and the Holy Grail
Yes.
theme. I would just
It's
say that.
Roman Renaissance
Renaissance.
mixed with Monty Python.
But tons of stuff that I was just cracking up.
Very
I was
clever.
laughing
He was
last
pulling
night.
up YouTube videos
to show
saying, "Hey,
Sandy."
look at this! It's
Yes.
related to the movie this way."
Yeah. Anyway,
awesome.
So people are actually starting to appear in the parking lot right now. We got here early because we realized it could get really crowded quick. So we got here early in time to record for you, as well as getting parking so that we didn't get blocked out. But people are now starting to arrive in the parking lot and starting to park. So and they're starting to look at us.
Now this morning, this Friday, so we haven't even gotten to the big Saturday event,
Right.
which is the official going caching event. So Friday, this morning, there's a coffee event over in the park, and we're going to be given information about the 7 Kingdom Challenge. So this is a whole separate thing where you work with your kingdom. We're Solaris. Go Solaris! And you work with your kingdom, and involves finding some geocaches that are out there already, scavenger hunt, all these different things that you're working to figure out. You have all the way till tomorrow afternoon to finish it. The first 500 to finish get a special coin, a different one. And you also earn points for your team. So there's that going on at the same time as this castle challenge, as well as riverboat rides later.
Rides, yep.
It's just
a comedy
amazing.
thing.
A comedy thing
skits
tonight.
and stuff. It's amazing. We got to tell you, lots of stuff. It's living up to its name and
Definitely.
reputation. We're having a great time, and we wanted to share it with you. All right, we're going to pack up here and head on to put stuff away so we can go and experience more of going caching out here in Georgia.